It's spinning. All right, we're live. What is up, all my VIPs? Welcome to Danger Close Encounters here on Vets Investigating Paranormal. Actually, you know what? We did our very first show this last week here on this new channel, newish. It's been around for a while. Just haven't done much with it, but we're finally doing live streams now. And we didn't even introduce ourselves last week. But because I mean, I've got my other channel, Vets Talkin, and most people know us over there. I've got a regular following for our live streams. But hello to everyone out there who is not familiar, who's brand new to me and to this channel. My name is Adam. I'm a 9-year Army vet. I've been doing YouTube for 2.5 years now, and I'm very into the paranormal. So this channel is really focused on trying to get a military perspective, meaning our sick, twisted minds and our dirty comedy mixed in with paranormal stuff. Most recently, I was down in Orlando and did a ghost hunt at a haunted hotel with our friend Greg over here. Greg.
Yeah.
Want to introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Greg Wilson. Yeah, I live here in Orlando. I run the It Comes at Mike, or the Fright Mike page on Twitter, which is just me scaring Mike Harlow because he's a little bitch and gets scared really easy. That's basically my existence on the Twitterverse. I am a 6-year Air Force veteran, 2 active, 2 guard, 2 reserve. And that was combat comm for a little bit when I worked with as an ASOG for the Special Forces and the Armies who were actually stationed when I was guard with the Army. Active duty, I was a comm guy. So basically sat in a server farm and played with myself.
Yeah. And you're a bit of a skeptic, as of last week. Yes. But we're gonna make sure to keep you a little calm here and talk about this fun topic.
You just gotta shut me up, dude. I ramble.
It's all right. But I mean, it's always good to have back and forth with these kind of topics. You know, I want to be able to talk about these crazy out there alien and ghost stories and stuff like that, but also be able to have a good back and forth and be able to talk about the stuff and have some skepticism. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't want to sit here and say everything is real. Birds aren't real. We know that.
Well, yeah.
That's a crazy theory, dude. I've heard people saying that. It's actually people who believe that the birds are like holograms or robots or something like that. That's crazy. We got people rolling in. What's up? Got Patty. We got the infamous Blue Core Devil. We got my airborne brother, Bruce. Oh, that's a lot of B's.
Bruce.
We are streaming here on Vets Investigating Paranormal, and we are over because here's the reason why we had to separate channels, because YouTube is stupid. They have an algorithm thing, so I put more paranormal stuff on my other channel, and it kind of screws up the algorithm. However, that's not the case over on Rumble, so we are streaming the show on Vets Talkin over on Rumble and over on Twitter as well, at Vets Talkin. If you want any of the social medias, it's all this everywhere you can find it. Are you doing paranormal? Yes, we are. We are doing Vets Investigating Paranormal VIP. Also, this channel's not monetized yet. We are creeping up there. We need 500 subscribers and some watch hours and whatnot, and we'll be able to get monetized. But for now, if anybody does want to donate, we do have this link here. The bot is going to be dropping this link periodically, and it is pinned at the top of the chat. You can donate over there, or you can donate over on Rumble as well, because we also do, as always, we'll play our drinking game rules, any single super chat, and we do social and $20 or more, and we'll do shots. I've got my Bird Dog whiskey here, ready to go. Yes, this is a paranormal.
100, I will do a shot.
Yeah, I'm
a high class whore.
He's a high class, expensive whore. That's right. Yeah, and also I'm going to create an intro sometime, and it's going to have a disclaimer. Okay. Warning. This show does contain veterans, so you're going to have excessive drinking and large amounts of the word fuck and shit and all that. So not a child-friendly show.
And cunt, that's my favorite word.
And yeah, and we can do cunt as well.
I love that word.
Very cunty. I don't think I have a cunt. I don't think I have a cunt sound effect.
It's one of those.
Oh wait, yes I do. Hold on. How did I forget about that?
I didn't hear it.
Oh, are you not hearing sound effects?
No.
You didn't hear that?
Uh-uh.
I've got the wrong setting on again. All right, hold on.
He's Army. Not everybody can be smart like us Air Force folks.
Well, it's always confusing because it's like because the wavelength, it has so many different links on it.
But now you just went mute. Still muted.
Testing.
Now I got you.
Did you hear that?
I hear you. I hear you now.
You hear the applause?
Nope.
Fuck. What the hell? Which one is it? I got wavelength monitor, which I tried. That's
now you're muted again.
testing.
I hear you now.
No. Well, which one is it? Wavelength stream. Okay, wait a second. Something's wrong here.
Wait a tick.
Let me open up my wavelength app over here. I gotta get this fucking figured out. Why in the hell is this not working? I'm sorry, people.
It's fine. While you're waiting, if you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? Why haven't you?
To this amazing show that can't get anything to fucking work right.
You're not a patriot and you hate America and you're a traitor if you don't subscribe.
Yeah, you hate the military, clearly.
Clearly.
It's wild that we got the Army's 250th anniversary coming up this weekend. And I forgot that that day is also Flag Day. It's also Trump's birthday. They're going to have a massive parade, of which I was going to go to. I'm sorry, I can't. We're not going to make it. We're not going to be going, unfortunately. We were going to have special media passes and everything. We had offers by the Army to go to have special access, and it's just not going to be able to happen, unfortunately.
That's a hell of a trip, though, to make. That's a hell of a trip to have to make.
It is. It'll be a big clusterfuck. And what's gonna be wild is that that these fucking dumbasses out there are ready to protest at the Army's 250th anniversary. Like,
go. Good luck with that. Have fun.
Have fun protesting in front of a bunch of families who are out there, kids cooking, eating hot dogs, and celebrating our military as they have weapons and tanks and all that good stuff out there. I'm sure it's gonna go real well for you guys. All right, I'm just not gonna be able to have my sound effects. I'm gonna see it's the gremlins in the machine. Yeah. Oh, and a bunch of vets. Yeah, that's right. I didn't. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's gonna be a lot of well-trained guys who are gonna play the fuck around, find out game with you. They are. All right. Guess what? Chicken butt.
What?
Someone's over on the Rumble side dropping Rumble rants, otherwise known as super chats.
Uh-oh. Is that Blue Cord?
No, it's not Blue Cord, Devil.
I don't see it in the.
It's WCW 72, which is Blue Cord Devil.
Oh. You son of a bitch.
And it's so stupid. Yeah. StreamYard still won't let me highlight super or Rumble rants over there. We can highlight regular chats, but not the Rumble rants, the ones that really damn matter.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, like, I was seeing Rumble.
Yeah. We can't. It won't.
I guess it wasn't the chats.
Yeah, it won't appear over here. But Blue Cord Devil for starting things off right. Thank you very much, buddy.
It has begun.
It has begun, says Blue Cord. I just hit the sound effect and just realized that you can't hear it. So, yay!
Take a sip of my Vista Bay white chick drink. My seltzer, 5% alcohol.
I have no problem with that stuff. We got Boulevard Brewing Company here, makes a seltzer called Quirk. You got a Rocket Pop. Oh, it's so good. You can only get it.
No, I have well, I've had somebody that makes the Rocket Pop.
No, but this is specifically from Boulevard, which you can only get in Missouri. It's a local. It's a good sized brewery. It's out of Kansas City, but yeah, they don't distribute nationwide though.
Okay, so I've had Rocket Pop from somebody else.
Rocket, yes, I mean this Rocket.
Seltzer. It was good.
Yeah, there's Rocket Pop, fucking everything all over. All right, let's start talking about this. The Battle of LA. And no, we're not talking about what's happening right now, which I'm awaiting the day when we get to see Marines cracking skulls out there. It hasn't happened yet.
Well, I mean, knowing that they're Marines, we might actually come away with more legal aliens than we started with, because they are Marines and will marry and fuck anything. So they might use this against us and throw all the illegal women at the Marines.
Yep.
And they might all come back married.
That could probably fix the situation.
they will find the weakness.
But yeah, instead of the Battle of LA, we are which, like I said, yeah, the riots and everything right now, which is going to get really wild this weekend. We're talking about 1942, 3 months after Pearl Harbor was attacked. And I was out. My dad lived down in San Diego, and the defensive systems that they set up out there, you can still see it, built into the mountainsides and everything. They weren't messing around. We had just gotten attacked, and there was a threat of possible imminent attack coming still from Japan. So we put up defensive artillery and shit all over the freaking Pacific coastline. And so when this object came in, we're going to watch video describing the breakdown of what happened. Radar already picked up an object that was moving in slow towards the LA area, coming up from the north and along the coast. And then all of a sudden it appeared in the LA area, and they lit it the fuck up. Actually, you know what? We have original footage of it right here. And I will play this. This is no joke. There's 5 people that died as a result of this. 2 of them due to heart attacks. I can't remember what the other 3 were. But this, no matter what, this actually happened. They freaking lit the sky up at whatever they were seeing in the sky. A lot of on the ground reports. They saw something. Something was up there. And of course, we got the government denying it, making excuses, saying it was this, it was that, or there was nothing there at all. One thing's for sure, people saw something in the sky.
Wednesday, February 25th. Once again, Colombia's correspondents in world capitals and in the fighting zones in the Western Pacific are ready to give you the latest news direct by shortwave radio. And now for news of our own West Coast, we take you to Los Angeles and the report of Byron Palmer. Anti-aircraft guns went into action against unidentified aircraft in the Los Angeles area shortly after 3 a.m. Pacific wartime this morning. The anti-aircraft guns began barking during a blackout ordered by the 4th Interceptor Command at 2:25 a.m.
Yeah, so I'll keep on playing here, but we'll drop that audio. The area went into blackout. They forced the entire city to turn the lights off. They thought that this was an actual attack from Japan. And they shot this thing, and people even reported seeing the impacts on the object, and it did not fall from the sky, and they found nothing. There was no debris left over or anything. It was wild. Bruce says it was a weather balloon. It was a balloon from balloon bombs from Japan. Yeah. One thing or another. Yeah, like I say, something was up there. And so we're gonna watch one of my favorite channels out there, the Y-Files, which I have Go Hecklefish card game over here from the Y-Files. We're gonna AJ crew, if you guys are watching this, you saw copyright or something like that, I'm giving full credit to you guys. Got the link to the Y-Files. This video is down in the description below. If you're not subscribed to the Y-Files and you're into this paranormal stuff, you're doing something wrong, because you should be watching this show. This show is fucking great.
Yeah.
So we're not going to watch the whole episode of the Y Files here, but we're gonna let AJ here give an explanation as to what happened. Like I said already, he described how it was picked up by radar north of Los Angeles. It came in moving slow, and then
Early the following day, just after 1:30 in the morning, a radar station picked up a strange object in the sky over the Pacific, about 200 miles from LA. By 2 a.m., 2 other radar stations confirmed the object, now only 120 miles off the coast. It was big, moving fast, and headed directly for the city. By 3 a.m., the object, which was now reported as about 25 planes at 12,000 feet, was just off the coast of Santa Monica, only a few miles from downtown LA.
Okay, so yeah, it was coming down fast at that point. That's one of the weird things about this is that it sped up and slowed down. So if this thing is a balloon, how does it do that? It's coming in fast and then it slowed down to a hover and then sped back up again.
The city was ordered to black out. Anti-aircraft batteries were spun up, manned, loaded, and told to shoot on sight. Then suddenly, the object vanished from radar.
It disappeared.
Well, from radar, yes. But visual sightings were coming in from all over the city. Some people reported seeing one large ship. Others saw multiple aircraft flying in formation. At about 3:15 a.m., the 37th Coast Artillery Brigade saw 6 planes. And for the next hour, anti-aircraft explosions lit up the sky. As shrapnel rained on the city below, sightings continued to come in. The large object had turned south and eventually disappeared over Long Beach. At 4:14 a.m., all clear was sounded, and a few hours later, the blackout order was lifted. When the sun came up and the smoke cleared, over 1,400 high-explosive artillery shells and countless 50 caliber rounds had been fired. Several people on the ground had been killed in car accidents or died of heart attacks from the stress of the barrage, but there was no evidence of any downed aircraft. No bombs had been dropped. The only damage was from friendly fire. So civilians and military personnel alike were asking, what were we shooting at?
Exactly. The spotlights were on something.
Mexicans.
Damn Mexicans. But the spotlights were focused on something. They saw something. They were shooting at something. So what could it have been? What is your theory there, Greg? You said you had.
This is one of those stories that's very interesting. I mean, obviously you got to put it in the context of, it's a few months after Pearl Harbor, which brought us into World War II. Tensions are extremely high. We're not entirely sure about what the capabilities are of Japan, let alone Germany, and the other axis. And so I think there's a high stress scenario. So they may have been overreacting by something that their radar technology at the time wasn't the best. Not that it's like radar is super advanced in itself. You're doing sound wave pings and stuff, but it could have been something explainable that we'll probably never know about, but just the tensions at the time could have caused this. But it is really interesting that there was nothing was seen. You can clearly see from the footage, albeit, it's from the early 40s, that, black and white, blurry, grainy, but you're seeing that clearly there's spotlights in the sky, stuff's blowing up. It's freaking everybody out. They're saying they're seeing things. And this is at a time, I'm trying to remember, like, the sci-fi stuff hadn't really kicked into gear yet.
Oh yeah, that's another aspect to it as well.
50s, right?
Right. This is before Roswell. Roswell, I believe, happened in 1947. This is years before Roswell even happened. Now, there's already been like reports of like aliens, UFOs. Like that's been around for a long time. But you're right though that the actual like UFO craze didn't kick in until Roswell happened. So there's not going to be automatic. People are going to go, oh my God, it's got to be a UFO. It's got to be an alien. That's not happening in 1942.
Yeah, I'd have to look back up, but I don't even think, because there's a lot of like pulp sci-fi stuff, but I don't think that came around until like the 50s when you're having like flying saucers. Then you had, like those black and white movies like Plan 9 for Outer Space and all the Ed Wood movies and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting time, and it's interesting what people are saying. I would definitely want to look more into what the culture for UFOs at the time works. I don't think there was much of a UFO culture at all.
There wasn't. Not before Roswell.
Because Roswell was 48?
I want to say 47, but yeah, this is 1942. This is years before Roswell happened.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Now I got to look it up because now you got me curious.
Well, while you do that, let's listen to a little bit more explanation. He's going to explain here again about the eyewitnesses. And it's not just that this thing was spotted right there in LA at that time. It was being tracked for a long ways before it even showed up there.
During this time. If this event was nothing more than jitters, why are there so many eyewitness reports of something in the sky? And how does that explain 3 separate radar hits? Radar tracked an object for 45 minutes for over 100 miles. So what was it? Well, let's look at the clues.
Again, just going off of that, this thing is tracked for over 100 miles before it showed up in LA, and then this battle started. Something was up there. The radar was seeing it, and eyewitnesses were seeing it.
Major Keyhole, what is your opinion of these new sightings of unidentified objects?
With all due respect to the Air Force, I believe that some of them will prove to be of interplanetary origin.
Okay, this is another aspect of this video. They're talking about Operation Blue Book and the results. The big thing on that they're talking about is that Operation Blue Book, the government official stance came out that these are not aliens that they're finding. However, they even acknowledge that there's still like 1%. There's still like 2,000 cases that they can't explain. So when you have 99% of it, sure, it's fake. It's weather balloons, it's swamp gas, it's misidentified. It's in any case, there's still that 1% that they can't explain. A couple thousand incidences that they can't explain. So you've got eliminate everything else, but then focus on that one slice. It doesn't matter that 99% is fake. That one slice needs to be looked at.
Just to confirm, so yeah, I was thinking of like the pulp sci-fi stuff, like which was like the golden age of science fiction. That took off in the 50s.
Mm-hmm. After
UFO
Roswell,
culture didn't really start until 1947,
when Roswell happened,
which publicized sighting by Kenneth Arnold, which first publicized modern sighting of a UFO, but then shortly followed after Roswell and all that. So, I mean, it is an interesting thing. Like, it wasn't so for people to say objects in the sky that they're seeing now, it could be something, and maybe it's misreadings from radars. I don't know enough about radars to know how they're configured or something to have much of a statement on that, but maybe they're misreading it. People are on high alert because of World War II. People are misquoted. Telephone game happens. That blows up into other things. Maybe they were balloon bombs or something from Japan, and it blew up into something. And
okay, let's hold off on all the maybes and start and just focus on what we're talking about for right now. Because maybe the White House doesn't even exist. I mean, you can say maybe about anything, but let's say focus on what is here and what is confirmed. And I think AJ is going to hit on that here.
It's not playing. If you click something. Are you watching it and we're not seeing it?
Oh, shoot. I forgot to share. You're just sitting me, just watching me sit here.
I was like, okay, I know you're watching it. I can see your eyes.
All right, let me rewind this and then share video. I'm a professional YouTuber.
We said there would be vets.
And I'm playing the retard sound effect, and just remember that you can't hear that.
Which makes it even better.
I know. It's like OG fucking Gary Nerdrotic when he first started Friday Night. I said no clue what he's doing. All right, you can see it now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And bombers and what have you.
Hey, that's the theory.
Then what about all the reports of planes and bombers and what have you?
Well, there's no explanation for those.
Yaha!
There were also multiple reports of an actual crashed aircraft in the middle of the city, and this was confirmed by the LAPD's 77th precinct. So, what did they find? Now, it's one thing to be a tinfoil hat claiming to see a crashed UFO. No offense.
None taken.
But it's another thing when there's an actual police report about it. But the official government response is whatever fell from the sky was likely shrapnel and burnt embers from all the exploding shells. Obviously, the government had to explain what happened, especially with this level of war paranoia. But saying this was an alien craft, or even admitting they didn't know what the object was, wasn't going to fly. The late Dr. Robert Wood believed there was a cover-up. He was an aerospace engineer who worked for Sikorsky, Hughes, McDonnell Douglas, and Lockheed.
The usual suspects.
Yep. After he retired, Dr. Wood researched and exposed Majestic 12 and other secret...
Okay, well, I thought this is going to be a part where he's going to go into a lot more details about it. Let me fast forward over here. There's a point also, he talks about the infamous picture, and there's something off about that.
Says that 2 craft were shot down, one over the ocean and another over the San Bernardino Mountains near LA. The document reads,
"This headquarters has come to a determination that the mystery airplanes are in fact not earthly. And according to secret intelligence sources, they are in all probability of interplanetary origin."
Well, that settles it. Aliens!
Well, not so fast. The government denies the memo.
That means it's definitely true.
And Dr. Wood received photocopies, not originals. So there's no way to test the
I'd agree with that. If the government says something, then that means the opposite.
paper or the ink or authenticate them as genuine. And you really can't trust an anonymous source.
And it doesn't stop the media.
That's a good point. Still, there's no conclusive evidence. And this case, 80 years later, remains unsolved. So if there was a flying object in the skies above Los Angeles in February 1942, to this day, it remains unidentified.
That's what I love about it. I mean, you were even saying that, Mr. Skeptic, there, that it's no matter what we can't prove what this is, if it's true or not. And I'm not going to play it, but I should have taken notes on the timestamps for this video, but I didn't have time to do that. So this is the picture that everyone goes with. You know, it's in the thumbnail as well. Here's the thing about this picture is that it was produced and put into, I think it was a newspaper. But it's been proven that this picture's been doctored. Exactly how and in what ways don't know, and also they have no idea where the original is. This is not the original photo. They don't know where the picture came from directly, and they don't have the what's it called before it gets produced. The negative.
Yeah, the negative. Yeah.
Yeah. So he, again, we call balls and strikes. AJ does as well on the Y files. So the picture, this infamous picture, it could be fake. However, we can't prove one way or another. The big thing about this is that you can see almost what looks like a saucer shaped object there inside the picture. I don't think I saved it. There was a video I found where somebody, instead of analyzing this picture, actually analyzed the original video and was able to find the shapes inside the video. And I'll play this. Like, we'll go through this. That's the photograph. And this is the actual video. Now, in this video, you can kind of see a saucer-shaped looking object, but it's rotated in an upward downward position there. As well, in other shots of the video, you can see it looks like there is an object inside there. You can see it right here. So when people want to dismiss the picture, okay, fine, dismiss the picture. It's been doctored. We know that. But the video does look like it has something in there. There's something in there.
I don't know if it's just like the beams crossing with like smoke and stuff that creates that. But just the fact that you have all these beams that are basically merging in one area is very interesting.
Oh yeah,
they all clearly saw something and were all putting their beams. It's not like different beams are going at different spots and they're all hunting around for something. They are all basically merging in the same area.
Yeah, right here in this shot, you can see clearly 4 different light beams are focused on that one spot. So yeah, that's that's very unlikely that that's going to happen. I mean, if you can't see something, well, how are you going to focus on something? I'll use an example. When we were in a firefight in Iraq, and we didn't know where the shooting was coming from, and there's guys who had the lasers, and the lasers were just going everywhere. There weren't, it's not like you see one laser and then everyone just focuses on that one spot. If you don't see what the fuck you're shooting at, then you're going to be all over the place trying to find the fucking thing. So yeah, the fact that all these lights were converged on that one single spot means that there had to have been something there. And like I said, there was eyewitnesses that said there's some people who were saying the shots went right through the object. I think it's more likely that the shots missed. But there were a lot of people who said they saw the object get hit directly and did no damage, and this thing just flew off and disappeared. So it's wild, man.
I mean, it's definitely one of the most interesting stories when it comes to UFO. Because I think most of the UFO stuff there can really just be written off like with a good explanation. Not saying that they're not true, but you can come up with good explanations. This one is one of those harder ones of, what at the time was happening, to where they would all have their lights on it. Something's happening. They're going crazy. They're launching all sorts of missiles. You have reports that they did have 2 aircraft that were down. Does that mean it was our aircraft that went up there and was accidentally shot down by us, or shot down by whatever was up there? Or is it stuff that they quickly grabbed that they didn't want the public knowing about and just tried to wipe it up under the rug?
Yeah, no matter what, it's I mean, and the fact, and again, like Fish said in the video, when the government is out there denying that anything happened or trying to say it was one thing or another, I don't trust the government. Whenever they come out and say it's something, I want to believe the opposite. So when they say this is a case of paranoia, I have no doubt you're right that there's paranoia. We just got attacked 3 months prior, and there's a big threat even prior that there was going to be a potential follow-up invasion on the mainland. So yeah, these guys had itchy trigger fingers. There's no doubt about it. However, all the explanations don't make any sense. No matter what, there's something up there. This thing was tracked for over 100 miles for over an hour, high speeds. It got there. If anybody was trying to say that it was a balloon or anything else, it would have fallen. It would have been hit. The amount of fucking shots that were fired and exploded around this thing, you would have got something from it. But there was nothing.
The only credence I would say to the balloon, now that doesn't make sense with what they're seeing on radar, is that if it was a balloon and it got hit, wouldn't it just basically evaporate? I mean, it would catch on fire and there'd be little to nothing left of it.
I mean, at the very least, it would be shredded. I really doubt. I'm sure that whatever balloons they use is probably, it's fireproof, whatever the terminology is.
I don't know what their technology at the time of materials and stuff. I don't know enough about that.
I'm pretty sure they had. I'm pretty sure they have them too, because I think even our parachutes were fire
retardant.
Fire retardant. Thank you. So yeah, if it was anything like that, and plus if it did set on fire, they would have seen it. This thing would have set on fire, and they would have seen a flaming ball fall out of the sky. But in any case, if this thing was a fucking balloon, it would have popped. It would have popped. They would have seen the thing fall. It would have fallen to the ground. They would have found something, but they found nothing. No debris of any kind. This thing just fucked right off and was never seen again. So,
Yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah, that's what definitely makes it obviously more suspicious. If they found nothing, like there would be something there, which it could have just been an enemy attack of some sort that they're trying to cover up to make it not known that we have a vulnerability somewhere. Maybe, I don't know. But it is extremely interesting. And like you say, anytime the government says stuff, it should be the natural inclination to be bullshit. I want to know more.
Yeah, exactly.
And that unfortunately does lead to situations where we then go too far on the other end. But how can you blame people when the government's basically fucked us over for so long and lied to us about just about everything that it's prime time for people to try to create their own conclusions.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So yeah, that's Battle of Los Angeles. I think I was considering playing the History Channel video as well. There's like a 10-minute video, had a Lawrence camera dude from the Matrix talking about it, but it's interesting. And they had basically the same conclusion on the History Channel special about this as well, that there's a lot of evidence something happened there. Eyewitnesses saw it. Bottom line came down to, we just don't know because the government's not telling us the truth, and this all we know is something happens. The same thing like I was talking about with the face peelers of Peru last week, that one way or another, the conclusion is something's fucking happening. Just like down in Peru, something is happening down there. Now, whether it's paranormal or anything, we don't know, but something is happening. And actually, with that topic on hand, I want to play this because I've been intending to analyze this video better. What happened in Peru? You had this one village that has multiple incidents happen in a small village, very seclusive, no roads even leading there. You have to get there by river. And they had multiple incidents happen over a couple of years. And at the same time, around the same time, about 80 miles away in Nauta, there's an incident that happened. In this video, there's trees behind this building over here, but there's a large space behind here. And what the reports were is that there's hundreds of people out here who saw this happen. There was a ship that you can't see in this video that's down low. And there were security patrols out there that were shooting at the ship. And then when they came out to record what was happening, this was spotted here instead. And this is creepy as fuck, man. This is the video that they played in the video that I was watching. If you can you like pause it and zoom in? Yeah, I can't zoom in unfortunately on here. And this is something I've been meaning to I'm gonna do an edit of this, and I'm gonna focus in. Can you in the video that I was watching, they did do this. They had it zoomed in, and what you end up seeing here is a green figure with a pointed nose and two large black eyes and these arms that are sticking out. And then they used an artist rendition or rendering next to it. This thing looks like a fucking praying mantis. And to scale, because they went to investigate, they're actually boots on the ground here. When they showed this during the daytime, the scale, you see the top of the building is right here. And you see the side of this other building, this pole here. When you go to scale, the top of this thing's head, this is 8 feet tall, whatever this fucking thing is. And
I thought like that line. So you have that pole, and then there's that line of light.
Yeah, that's what's weird too. We were looking at that too.
Is that part of the roof? And it's just like you have the tin here that comes over at an angle, and then it angles up, and you're seeing a reflection off the top tin.
I'm not sure about that.
It looks like a leg.
So
standing up and turning around.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so what I'm showing here is the top. So because they do zoom in, but they never see the top again. So I'm only showing this first because you can actually see the head here, which does look like a mantis head. And you fucking clearly hold on.
Like a shoulder and the legs coming up. Like
no. We're gonna see the lower extremities. No, because right here, this is definitely the arm. But when they zoom in, all right, here's a shot of the arm. This is the arm right here, and you can see it looks like an insect arm. It's got these two little like whatever feelers or kind of hands hanging down. At some point, you see it move. You can clearly see the arms move at some point here. So you can see these are the arms. And everything after this is all going to be the lower extremity. So then you'll see what looks like legs, like these weird extremities sticking out to the sides and down. That's okay. So that's still the upper body. Yeah, you can see the joints of the arms there. And okay, and there, just a second ago, you could kind of see the torso. Okay, so again, so here's the arm, there's the elbow. And then here's part of the torso right here. And you go down. Yeah, the flashlight just
in like lower speed.
Yeah, hold on, let me do that.
Because that's playback speed 0.25.
Yeah. And obviously, it is annoying that the flashlight keeps bouncing around.
Yeah,
and the camera does, but it's nothing you can.
Well, if you're like trying to zoom in, that's going to accentuate any of that stuff.
Yeah. So again, that's the elbow. This thing is clearly it's like turned off to the right, so we're seeing the left side of it.
Okay.
There's a torso.
That just looks like foliage or something down there.
I mean, I guess that it could be like, because like I said, there are trees behind there. So yeah, when you're seeing that other stuff, yeah, that's clearly probably the trees behind it. Yeah, in fact, it is. You can see the greenage in the trees. But no matter what, you can definitely see this figure there, whatever it is. And there is a point in here where you see the other extremities, the lower extremities sticking out. Come on. All right, let me get back over to the beginning of the zoomed in part. And there are people just freaking the fuck out seeing this thing. There's a lot of people out there seeing this thing.
Yeah, it's hard to make out, but it definitely is. Okay, this is them zooming in.
Yeah, again, you're looking at the arm. And you can even see like the layers. You can see there's one arm, you can see the other arm next to it. They're posed like a praying mantis kind of. Okay, so there's the greenage, there's the trees.
Go back to the very beginning, like when there was, because I feel like I would like that when that's slower. It looked different.
Yeah, the zoom, like I said, the zoomed in shot of the video I was watching, you can very clearly make out the nose and the two eyes and the arms.
Yeah, because sometimes when I see it like further away and then zoom in, I can start to like make things out a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's strange. There's, obviously it's at night and stuff, but I think like that line you're seeing, that's the top of the roof.
It's not though.
But then when he goes back down.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, I really don't understand why from this shot why you see that line. I don't know, because when you go to this shot when zoomed in, what's up, Roy Ratto over on the Rumble side? So here. Okay, so you can see this is the top of the roof. You can see right here. So when you go over here, then you see that same top of the roof. So I don't know why there's that line there. I just don't know. And like I said, when you see this in the daytime from the video that I showed, you see this roof edge right here and nothing else.
Is there a daytime video of this?
Not of this, but the guys who are investigating this actually went there. You do not see anything else. When you look at this roof from this angle, all you see are trees behind it. You don't see any other part of the roof in this video.
That would be interesting to see. Is like at the daytime.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not going to pull that video up right now, but yeah, just trust me that when you look at this roof from this angle, it's not a sloped roof. This is a flat roof, so you see nothing else but trees behind this.
Is there once a pole? Maybe there's a wire going off that is hitting the light just right.
That could be, yeah, that actually could be. You know what? Actually, I'm sure that this should be in my matrices here. Let me.
Because that is interesting. Like wherever the fuck that is.
Yeah,
but of course, like they've always got to be blurry and it's like just give me something clear. God damn it!
Well, it actually is very clear. It's just unfortunately, it's just not a full figure because we have this one light. But like I said, when we get this zoomed in, you do see it very clearly. You know what? I should be able to get this video. Let me.
Nuata. I probably
Nauta.
I'm sure I butchered every single word on
that. Base pilot interview. All right, here we go. All right, I will pull this video up and we'll scan through it real quick and I'll find the spots we're talking about. All right, so this is the guy right here. This is Timothy Albarino, who's like a real modern day Indiana Jones, who puts his money where his mouth is, actually goes to the locations, investigates this instead of just doing the keyboard warrior thing like I'm doing. This is the girl that was attacked right here. She got attacked, and these are, the theory is these things are the mystical face peelers that this tribe believes in, and she was attacked and had these strange lacerations on her after she was drugged or something and knocked out. Where is, maybe it's got to be one of his most played. Yep. All right, that's the roof right there.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so that's see.
There's wire. Yep.
Wire.
Yep. There's the wire. That's exactly what that is. Yep. Yep. Thank you for mentioning that, because I had skeptics trying to rip on that when I played this video, like, because it's clearly like CG. You can see the line there or whatever. Nope. Thank you. We confirmed.
Wire and the light was. I mean, you got a flashlight. Light's gonna hit it just right.
Yep. So there's a good distance. It looks like the trees are right behind it, but there's actually a good distance gap behind here. So, like I said, what happened was there was a ship behind here, low down on the ground, and security patrol was out there, and they were shooting at it, and that's what prompted the people to come out and record. And that creature was standing right here, and they said, for perspective, this thing's head was like way the fuck up here, and that's like 8 feet.
Okay, now that I've seen the daytime video, can we for 1 minute go back to the other one? Now I've got seen it in daytime. I've kind of got a better idea of the perspective.
Yeah. So
that's above that. That's that's like 8 or 10 feet.
Yeah.
8
and
to be conservative, up there probably 10 feet.
Okay, and here's the spot here. Okay, I got this the scene right here where they're zoomed in on this. There you go. So here's the scene where, let me play this a little bit. You can see right here. You can see the. Damn it! I thought I paused it. Come on. All right. So right here, what you're looking at is you can see the nose of this thing right here, and then you can see the black bulges of the eyes off to both sides. So like I said, this thing is turned off to its right. We're looking at the left side profile, but it's got its head turned towards the direction of the camera. And so when you're looking at that, and then you compare the picture with that, that's pretty much what you're looking at. Except the arms are actually sticking out.
Yeah.
So, It's
Now,
wild, man.
How long has this picture rendering been out there? I mean, it sounds like it's a cultural thing, and they've been saying this forever.
This happened in the last couple of years. It was either the last year or two is when this incident happened.
But the face peeler thing, like that's kind of like a Jersey Devil kind of thing. It's been around for 40, 50 years.
Yeah, that's been around for generations. That's actually the pelicaris. That's from that title is what they call it, the pelicaris. And what they're saying here is that the history of the face peel is something that comes back. Like, so it'll go away for a while and then it'll come back again. And so it's been the last couple years when this village, like I said, the village, this is Nauta, which has a population of like 30,000, something like that. This is not a small village here. This is a big city in Peru. Well, I mean, relatively big, the village and the tribe that has a history of the pelicaris, the face peelers. They say that it comes and goes, but it's just been in the last couple of years when that girl was attacked, and then they've had multiple incidents happen ever since then. And it's been so real to these people that they actually clear cut 5 acres of forest around the entire village because they want to be able to see this thing coming, because they've been attacked so many damn times and it just comes out of the damn woods. They clear cut the entire forest and they moved everyone. Like, this a village, it's like you expect, it kind of, it's a tight knit community, but they actually moved their entire homes to come inward, to be around each other, to protect each other. They've all described the exact same thing. They've all seen the exact same thing. There's very few incidents or anything at all of them having conflicting stories. So that's the other thing, is that anytime this kind of stuff happens, like I used the example when we were talking about this last week, that there's other alien stories that come from Central and South America, and every single one of these stories, when the research is done, the stories don't line up. Like, there's one story of this little alien that they found, that a girl found, and they did an artist rendering of it. They drew this thing out, but everyone who saw it had different things. One said it had scales, another person said it didn't. One person said it had red eyes, another one said green. That's not the incidents of what's happening in this village in Peru. They're all describing the exact same fucking thing. And it's so much to the point where they've been begging the government to come in and help them, because they actually have real attacks. Like, the girl had to be taken to the hospital. The hospital report even confirmed she was attacked. She had massive PTSD from it. She was scared out of her fucking mind, whatever she saw. And like, there's actually something happening. The government's story, and one of the things also is that these things fly, but they actually describe it's like they have like these boards that they fly on, and the government doesn't even dismiss that as a possibility. They say their report is that these are gold miners with jetpacks that are just trying to scare the villagers away.
What?
That is the official Peruvian government story.
That's awesome.
That it's gold miners with jetpacks.
Dude,
I took clips of this and I put it on our TikTok, and one of the videos that I got it has like 64,000 views. That video did amazing. And I have so many skeptics on there. I have so many people on there who are trying to say it's just corporations trying to scare them off. And I'll say the same thing with fucking jetpacks. One thing they're not denying is that these things are somehow flying through the fucking sky. And you're telling me that it's either a gold miner or it's a corporation with jetpacks. Come on.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Obviously, the Peruvian government is not as good as America is when it comes to coming out bullshit stories to dismiss UFOs.
Nobody would just sit in there and like Eduardo, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to buy that.
Gold miners with jetpacks.
So, yeah, the face peelers of Peru is a wild one for sure.
Sounds like a Peruvian soccer team. That's good.
We got Laveris Merriweather over here on YouTube. What's up? This reminds me of Aliens in the Backyard in Las Vegas. Oh, that's right. That's one we got to talk about sometime. Do you remember that?
Was the one that was in the news like 6 months ago or so.
Oh, it was a couple years ago.
Was it?
Yeah. But that was a wild one as well, because Yeah, there's multiple reports. They had people all over Las Vegas were calling in, seeing this UFO sighting,
Yeah,
and then
they called like the cops, and the cops were like, I don't know what the fuck I just saw, but there was something. They were like,
yeah, in the backyard, the UFO, whatever it was, landed in the backyard, and they saw creatures coming out of it. The cops even said they saw it. We don't have any body cam footage, just like you said. There's nobody else is talking. We have no video, not even grainy video of it. But that is a wild one as well, because there was a lot of people saw that thing, and something was in the backyard. There was a quick shot. I think there was a quick video shot,
but there was it was like they were trying to say it was camouflage or something. Like it's right back there, and you can kind of see like the distortion of light, kind of like Predator.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows? I mean, maybe that's one of the aspects of the technology that they have, is that you can see it with your plain eyes, but somehow their technology managed to mess with your cameras, and you just can't see it.
Well, I mean, it's not that far fetched. If it's actually true that there are aliens and they've come here, it wouldn't be a far fetched idea to have cloaking technology, and we're basically there with it now. We actually have the technology. It's just so goddamn expensive that it's not viable yet. But
absolutely,
it's basically there. So that makes sense.
And this is one of the things that I was talking about on the show last week, is that whatever technology that the government has exposed as having is actually like somewhere around like 20 years more advanced. Like DARPA, which is the Defense Research Project. I guarantee you, we've already seen the camouflage sheets and stuff that they came out with. Basically it has a camera on one side, and it's portraying what's on the other side of it through a video image or something like that. So it's like
light distortion panels are pretty incredible, where it's all analog, nothing digital, and it distorts light and covers you. Yeah.
And here's the thing is that, that's what has been revealed as a technology. I will bet anything, if we have that, we have got the technology right now to camouflage a fucking tank. I will bet anything that they have it. But like you're saying, it's too expensive to be in use right now. Also, we always keep this kind of stuff top secret while our military uses it. It's very possible that Delta and SEAL Team 6 is actually using this kind of technology in combat right fucking now. When we came out with the tactical satellite radios, that was actually top secret and being used by our tier 1 military for quite a while before it got revealed, and then it got passed down to Green Berets who were using it, then down to my unit, when my unit was the very first unit in the 173rd to get tactical satellite radios, because it makes its way down. What's up, Penny? Giving love to me and Greggy here. Roy Rat says, if aliens visited here, there is no human technology that can even compare. Absolutely. We're talking about interstellar space travel capability, biologicals, and that cause all kinds of physics problems. 100%. Vor showing up late as usual.
You should be. Son of a bitch.
He even said as usual. He always comments on the live streams after the fact. I'm sorry I was a little late. I'll rewatch this later. All right, I love you, dude. Thanks for being here. And that was actually one of the theories, because the descriptions of the technology being used by the Pelicaris, the face peelers in Peru, it's the technology. It's like it's somewhere in between what we would expect to be alien technology being super advanced and our kind of technology. Because what these things are being described as being is they're wearing suits, these black suits, flying. Their feet have these discs. They can fly and hover with these discs on.
No, miners with jetpacks.
They're miners with jetpacks. I'm sorry, but at least what the crazy villagers are describing, what they've seen is that they basically have these things that can hover, but then when they really want to fly and take off, then they have a board that they attach to. So that already, it sounds less technological, but also what was described when this girl was attacked was she was grabbed first. She was grabbed by these things, fully conscious, and was given they had to use like a syringe type device that had a chemical in it that they had to stick in her nose that put her into a almost like a paralyzed state. Like she was conscious but couldn't move. Immediately that right there. And then they used what they're describing kind of like a laser scalpel as they tried to cut her skin until she eventually managed to actually move and grab part of the mask and was about to take it off. And that's when they freaked out. They managed. Oh, also they had her. They had a hand over her face so that she couldn't make any noise. Everything she was describing this attack sounded like it was like humans. Like this doesn't sound like the kind of attack.
Listen, they're covering up for date rape gangs in the government and calling it minors with jetpacks.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that when she was describing this, that she was attacked from behind. That they put their hand over her mouth. She's a cute girl. She was like 15 at the time, and it sounded like she was being assaulted, like like kidnapping or something like that. And then they used some sort of a drug to try to knock her out. And when the hand came off, and she screamed, and that's when the villagers came in to save her. And then they all saw the same thing that she described, was these two figures, very large figures, like 7-8 feet tall. Wearing these black suits that had the hoverboards, and then they flew off. All around, a lot of the technology we're saying, again, it sounds like it's less advanced than what we expect to be typical aliens, but more advanced than what we actually have currently. So one of the theories that I have is maybe our government is experimenting with this technology, going down to this secluded village to test it out on these villagers who have this story of the face peelers, have them believe that what they are is actually face peelers when in fact it actually is Americans testing new technology.
Well, there is documentation. So like a lot of the times when there's been like these cattle murders and they're coming up all dismembered and dead in weird ways on ranches, they found that there was radiation on them, if I'm remembering right, and that they know the government has been coming in and testing certain radiations and killing cattle and trying to cover it up by making it look like cattle mutilations. What happens is after they kill them, like these blowflies get in there, and it basically, as they eat it, it creates like these perfect incisions and stuff. But there's actually documented evidence, and I think some very small level of confirmation that the government has gone in on certain farms and tested radiation and stuff on cattle illegally. But government does what the fuck it wants, so it's not that far fetched. I mean,
here's the thing is that I mean, when it comes to something like that, like Linda Moulton Howe, if I got her name right, she's an award-winning journalist that did a deep investigation into the cattle mutilations, especially at Skinwalker Ranch. That's where the biggest stories of the cattle mutilation come from is Skinwalker Ranch and the area around it. Skinwalker Ranch is a whole other topic we can have a whole show on as well. Many shows. And I like what you're saying right there. I'm in the belief that the cattle mutilation thing does have a paranormal aspect to it for the origination of it. And then I believe what you're saying, that it's possible that our government was going in and testing that technology and using the cattle mutilation story as an excuse to cover up for what our government is doing, because there is high weirdness when it comes to a lot of what Linda Moulton Howe was finding as far as the research goes. The perfect incisions, the lack of any blood, radiation, everything like that. I believe that there's an origination of paranormal activity happening, and then, like you're saying, very possible that the government used that as well. Because this is, like I said, in what's happened in Peru, it could be that they're using the excuse of the face peelers to make people, find this to be very unbelievable.
Like playing into cultural fears.
Exactly. And
and raping girls. I get it. I mean,
well, first trying to their faces off. But
yeah. Well, everybody's got their kinks.
Yeah.
Weird things.
It's weird. So yeah. Hey, everybody in the chat. Let's everyone chat. Before I put this up, anybody out there who remembers this, don't say what this is. I want anybody out there who is not familiar with this to look at this and tell me what color is this dress? What color do you remember this the story about this dress coming out, Greg?
I do slightly remember this.
What color do you see?
I see blue and black.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I see white and gold.
Do you really?
Yes, I see white and gold. The base color
of your screen and everything.
No, that's not it, dude. Okay, no, stop your skepticism right fucking there, because I have done this. I have taken this picture out on my phone and I've showed it to entire bars, and half the bars will see one thing. Half the bar will see one thing. Okay, you see white and gold as well, Penny. I see blue and black. I see a base color of white with the stripes being gold. So that whole top layer is gold, and then all the stripes are all the stripes are gold. But the base color, like the sleeves, are all white, and then all the stripe, and then everything else is gold. It is no one's been able to come up with
sleeves are blue to me.
The sleeves are white,
and I see black and blue stripes.
There's more. Yeah, don't worry, everything's here. This picture on the right, this is what the actual dress is. Okay, for some reason, so you see the exact same thing. This over here on the left, this is a white and gold dress, but the dress itself is actually black and blue. And you can try it out sometime, Greg. Get the picture of this dress, and like here, people have been able to they'll manipulate it. Like here, like this is an actual manipulation to show the dress being changed from color to color, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because when you show this picture to people, like everyone at a bar, some people will see white and gold, some people will see blue and black. It has nothing to do with the screen or anything else. There's something going on.
Well, it's like a color blindness.
Something's going on in our eyes. Differently. It's in our eyes or in our brains, but no one's been able to come up with a true definitive reason as to why some people see different colors in this picture. I don't know. Predatax sees blue and black like you do. Penny sees white and gold. Roy Rat over on Rumble sees white and gold. I think the majority of people actually see this picture as white and gold, whereas some people like you, for some reason, sees the actual color of blue and black.
Yeah, it's got to be something, because it's a different shade. The lighting, like specific lighting or whatever that's on there is triggering a certain level of color blindness.
Greg, it's in us. It has nothing to do with the lighting.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is because in us, but because obviously there's light that's brighter and stuff that is triggering, like there's one certain shade. You got a band of millions of colors and shades, and it's hitting like a certain band that is probably a genetic trait. It's see colors differently, because like my cousin is colorblind, with red and green, I think, or red and orange. No, it's red and green. And that oranges would fall in there. So they're times he just he does not see it at all. Yeah. And it still blows my mind that he can't see that.
Yeah. There's lots of different levels of color blindness. I got a buddy who even Roy Red over here is saying he couldn't go to jump school because colorblind. The crazy thing about why they won't let people colorblind go to jump school is because of the red and green light. So it's the dumbest reason, because if you have the red light inside the aircraft, it means don't jump, and once the light turns green, then you can jump. But you got a jump master there who can tell you when you're going to jump and when you're not going to jump. The fact that they won't let colorblind people like that go to jump school is wild to me. But
you still pick up different shades. It just
let me finish. Okay. I have a buddy who was a paratrooper when we were together in the 193rd Airborne, but he had to, even though he was allowed to go to jump school, he had a different type of color blindness, so he could differentiate between red and green, but he was too colorblind to be able to do other jobs. Like he wanted to be infantry. So what a lot of guys do is they go into what they call, I can't remember what the number is, but it's something Charlie. So we call it the something like 30 something colorblind. It's what a lot of colorblind individuals go into. Because of his type of colorblindness was crazy, because he could actually spot people camouflaged in the woods really well because of the shading. Yeah, like he was like a fucking like a predator or something like that. He could spot people because of his colorblindness. Like it had something to do with the foliage mixture. He could make people out really easy. But yeah, colorblind enough that he couldn't do infantry, but not colorblind enough that he could still go to airborne school. But yeah, this fucking thing is you actually see the same dress in both pictures.
Well, they're not the same shade. It's a much lighter shade of blue, almost toward like a light purple.
Okay. Yeah. Even as I'm looking at this, like you can kind of make out a little bit of a tint of maybe bluish. It's not a pure white though. It's definitely dark. But like when somebody first pointed this out, I thought it was just plain white. And then as I look, I'm like, I guess you could kind of see a hint of blue, but it is definitely not dark blue like this. And this is very clearly gold, which is wild to me that we see gold instead of black. I cannot fathom why that's the case. It is so weird.
I can see a little bit of gold at the top.
Yeah.
I think it's just that certain color band that it's in, the shading or whatever, like it hits a certain genetic trait or whatever for types of color blindness.
Yeah. I'm not colorblind in any way, shape, or form. I've taken the test. So it's wild to me that I'm seeing something different. I can't explain it. And here, like people try to experiment with it and try to. I just like in this case on the right side, I can see the blue dress. But they actually
I see the gold and white.
Okay, so what they're doing here is to show people who are seeing the opposite. So they had to manipulate the picture, which, like I said, the picture itself is actually of a blue and black dress.
Yeah.
But so they manipulated the picture to show you what we're seeing is on the left here. And I guess they managed to manipulate also for people like me who see white and gold to see the black and blue on the right. It's so fucking weird. I remember when this came out, I was still living in Vermont, so this might have been around it's like 10 years ago or something. And it was all over the news. Even the people on the news and like in morning shows, they're saying like right there, they'll say, "Oh yeah, it's a blue and black dress." And that person's going, "What are you talking about? It's white and gold." Even right on the news, they're seeing completely different things. So it's weird, man.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's like the what is it, the laurel, whatever. Like some people heard laurel and other people heard something else.
Laurel, what?
I don't remember that thing. There was a thing like it was like Lonnie or Laurel, and like people heard it differently because of the way it was said, but like you would hear it clearly one way or the other. It was. I
don't recall that at all. If you can find that sometime
around like 2016.
If you can find that sometime, bring it up and we'll show it on the show here sometime. I'm just gonna tease this video because we can go into a full discussion on this. I did not even hear about this video until I saw it on I think it's a channel called Metaphysical on YouTube with Rob Counts. This is creepy as fuck. This is live from the funeral procession of Queen Elizabeth. This is a live airing. Everyone's confirmed this is not manipulated. This is not edited. This is actually what was aired live.
The death is irreversible, and the fact that she's
as you can see.
Did you hear that?
The death is irreversible, and the fact that she's
as you can see.
It was some voice very quietly as
Yeah, death is irreversible, and the fact and
he said the death is irreversible, and the fact that she's trapped.
The death is irreversible, and the fact that she's trapped.
The theory going around, the death is irreversible, and the fact that she's trapped. Now, this goes on the theory that the royal bloodline is actually some sort of demonic elements, that these people are actually ingrained with the devil, and that they people have said that their souls don't die, that they just pass on from one life to another. And this just kind of fueled a lot of the theories that this is somebody on a hot mic, or people also thinking that maybe this could be like some sort of a ghostly voice or something like that, talking about Queen Elizabeth, that the death is irreversible and that she's trapped. That, in other words, her soul is not able to move on like the plan was. It's weird.
that is weird. I mean, that's definitely the timing and saying that, and just the way she says it is very creepy.
Yeah, she's whispering it to somebody else.
Skeptic Greg is gonna say, I'm assuming it's a hot mic and somebody is discussing and didn't realize their mic is on. It's just the way that it's said is so like just level, you know.
Yeah, well, believe it, that's what I believe too. I don't think this is actually like an EVP or anything like that. If I had to guess, like my theory on this is that this is somebody who's like a reporter on the ground, who's in the know, possibly even somebody who's in the funeral procession. Maybe this is like a member of the royal family or something like that. Possibly maybe like in a car or something like that. Maybe somebody who was being interviewed, somebody who's in the know. And yeah, it's a hot mic. Didn't know that they were on air talking to somebody else.
Yeah,
discussing the fact that whatever their plan was, this metaphysical, paranormal thing was going to be, that the soul of Queen Elizabeth was supposed to be transferred, and but it's not. The death is irreversible, and she's trapped. It's creepy.
That, I mean, yeah, for sure, that's creepy. Yeah, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that. You see,
what do you guys think about the Miami Mall aliens and the police presence? That was wow. We do have to go over that one too. Did you see all that video that happening?
I don't know anything about this.
It was a wild incident, man. I think it was just a couple years ago. There's video.
Wait,
huh?
It was like outside by like a water fountain or something. Oh, God damn it.
My heart goes out to you, Craig.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was a massive instance where it was a huge stampede of people come storming out of this mall and running frantically. A massive response of cops. People were there's a lot of people saying that they saw an alien on the ground. People were calling, saying that they saw a fucking alien. And there's a video out there where, if I recall, you can kind of make out. Well, you could make the argument was an alien out there on the ground.
Like an illegal alien? It's Miami.
Yeah. We got an alien out here. Everyone freaked out.
We're just ice, guys. They're about to riot. Come on.
Jesus is out there going, yo soy, I don't know what you're talking about. Hey. But yeah, that's we'll have to bring that up as a topic sometime. But other than that, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Everyone, thank you, everyone being here. This is a good show. I appreciate Greggy and your skepticism and keeping that low key and not trying to just destroy completely everything we were talking about.
That was tough.
What is let's see, Roy Rat over here. Have to bounce out for groceries. Great chat and catch it to you later. And happy 250th birthday, U.S. Army! Huzzah! He says instead of hooah. Huzzah! Dude. So I did a live stream, a very impromptu live stream yesterday. Trump was out at Fort Bragg talking to the paratroopers out there. Love to see it. It was a great speech. We're going to talk about that tomorrow on Knife Hands. I don't have my sound effect, but We'll talk about that 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. I'm going to have clips of that. Great speech. A lot of love from the troops. Trump got so much fucking love from the troops out there. It was great when he walked off. Everyone's chanting and raving, and they're playing the YMCA. When he started doing his dance, the whole crowd, all the paratroopers out there, all the Maroon Berets, they're all dancing with him. It's fucking cool, man. He got a huge pop right at the beginning. He came out, and they were just Trump. Guys are yelling, "We love you, Trump." Dude, anybody out there? I had a troll come on too, try to attack us and call us a cult and everything. I'm like, yeah, look at that cult. Look at that cult. All the American troops out there who absolutely love this man. Yeah, go ahead. You know what? Go ahead. You go off to fucking Palestine or something like that if you don't like it out here, because we're out here keeping your freedom to say stupid shit like that.
Yeah. Go around a bunch of military and call them all call. See how that goes out for you. See how that works out.
This Saturday I will definitely be streaming. I'll definitely be streaming the parade. We'll have to do some sort of a celebration on Saturday, which is the 250th birthday of my United States Army. So we'll definitely do a special show on that. I don't know what time we'll do it. But I'll definitely be streaming the parade, which will probably be in daytime, and then maybe we'll do a Skinamax Saturday live stream later that evening. So that being said, Greg, you got anything?
I do not. It has been a pleasure. If you haven't already, subscribe. What are you doing? What's going on here? Subscribe.
Yeah. If you don't subscribe to this channel, then you hate our military.
Yeah. Why
you hate
would
vets?
you be so unpatriotic?
Yeah. Do you hate vets? Huh?
I bet you voted for Biden, you sons of bitches.
Well, it's Harris. Biden wasn't, well. Yeah. Samantha.
I bet you voted for the auto pen.
Guys, thank you very much. Like I said, tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern, we'll have knife hands. And Saturday, we'll be celebrating with a couple of live streams then. I love you all very much. Thank you, Blue Core, dropping that 20. Appreciate the fuck out of you, man. All the chitter chatters out there, very awesome. Thank you guys very much. And all the lurkers in the background, everyone over here on YouTube, on Rumble, on Twitter. If you're over on any of those other sources, subscribe over here to Vets Investigating Paranormal. Be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys very much. Double tap that like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share this out there with everybody, because you don't gotta be a vet to be here. Just don't get butthurt. You've been warned.
Open the door. Oh God! Ah!